Want to learn about top secret yoga and meditation from on the waist down from an expert who taught at Harvard on how to be grounded on Zoom through pre-Zoom meditation. We're going to be exploring breathing exercises, and really nobody needs to know you're doing this while you're on Zoom, and some gentle yoga you can do from the waist down so that nobody can detect it. And why should you tune in? Well, because everybody needs some ability to combat Zoom fatigue, whether it's physical or mental or emotional, while they're working all day on Zoom. But you know the drill. If you want to learn more about this, you're going to have to stick around to find out.
Welcome to Waist Up Wardrobe. I'm Christine Vartanian, an attorney turned personal style expert and image consultant. As the founder of Jade House of Style, I am passionate about unveiling the inner confidence of my clients by developing their personal style and dressing them for success. But is getting dressed up still important in our virtual world? Well, that's where my experience can help with what I call Waist Up Wardrobe. Waist Up Wardrobe is a podcast for all things you need to conduct an outstanding Zoom meeting. It's about how to dress for the camera, but it's not just about the clothes. It's about everything you need to know to show up on brand and professionally for the camera. Join me in the Waist Up Wardrobe studio to discuss how to navigate this virtual world and dominate from behind the desk.
Hello, Virtual Nation and Waist Up Wardrobe community. Thank you for being here for another episode of Waist Up Wardrobe. Today, we're going to be exploring a very practical topic that can help you be grounded, because we're all working virtually to some degree, whether it's all virtual or part virtual. We are all experiencing being on Zoom, and we do experience Zoom fatigue. And there are ways to really combat that, but also to stay grounded and present while you continue doing everything that you need to do through the camera lens. Okay, well, I just want to say thank you for being here. I know we were dark for a couple weeks because we are regularly here every Thursday at 11:30 with a live show. And we have been dark for a couple weeks, but we're back in full throttle. And we are excited to bring you new, fresh shows. Today is episode 157. And we are have a special guest for you today who was an expert who has taught at Harvard her genius topic, and we're going to get right into that. But before we do, I just want to say thank you to Rick, my producer, who's always in the green room, making everything possible here and everything run smoothly as our showrunner. And you need to know that we are on multiple platforms where you could catch us either visually or audio. We are on iTunes. You can listen to us if you're taking a stroll on the beach, or you can watch us because, you know, that can be fun too, because we demonstrate a lot. So you can watch us on Facebook. The replay is always there, and on YouTube, and you can always catch this on iTunes. But let me just jump in and start talking about my expert today, who's really going to give us a lot of takeaways that we can discuss to really put it into practice. So Anne Swanson, she has taught meditation to busy people with busy minds. I mean, can anybody relate to that? All business owners fall into that category. She is the author of the best-selling book, Science of Yoga, which has been translated into over 15 languages. Her new book, Meditation for the Real World, illuminates the fascinating science behind meditation with step-by-step practices to find peace in everyday life. And I know I would love that, because meditation has always been a challenge for me. I always feel like I'm too fidgety to be to start meditating. But she is going to offer us the step-by-step practice that she has honed. And Anne wasn't a naturally chill person, so she could probably relate to a lot of us. And meditation didn't come easy to her. Overcoming chronic pain and anxiety led her to India to study yoga, to China to explore Tai Chi, and ultimately to earn a Master of Science in Yoga Therapy. So Anne right now blends cutting-edge research with ancient wisdom, resulting in realistic techniques you'll find useful to integrating it in your day, meditation and yoga alike. So please help me welcome Anne Swanson to the show. Hi, Anne.
Hello, it's so good to be here.
I know it's exciting and a great topic for everybody. I was just thinking, yeah, every entrepreneur experiences the anxiety and the stress and the monkey mind and
Mhm.
all those things that they know they need this. However, we keep thinking, I think it's a mindset thing that we cannot do it. It cannot be done because it's just, we're not designed to do that. And I know you're going to have some tips on that. But before we get started, I want to get to know you a little bit, and I want the audience to get to know who you are. So I'm going to ask you a few this or that questions, and just, they should be fun and easy.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. So, China or India?
Oh gosh. Definitely India. I
Yeah.
would say I enjoyed my time in India the most.
Why is that?
When I arrived in India, I was in New Delhi and it was definitely not my favorite place. I got scammed. It was just uncomfortable the whole time I was there. But then I made it to holy cities. So I was mostly in Rishikesh, which is like where the Beatles went to study yoga and meditation. And then I was in Dharamsala, which is where the Dalai Lama lives in exile. And so it was just beautiful and peaceful and safe and calming. Once
Yeah.
I got out of Delhi, that is.
Yeah, well, that's interesting, because like sometimes when we first do something, we're like, oh, did we make a mistake, right? And then you just let it, you have to kind of get used to it, or take that next step to really see the purpose in it. And it sounds like you did.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, dancing or walking?
Well, I do a lot of walking meditation, which is a type of meditation I talk about for fidgety people like us, people that need to get moving. I talk about that in my new book, Meditation for the Real World. So through the day, getting my, sunlight, a little break from the screen, I do walking meditations, just laps in the backyard, literally. It's so nice though to get some nature. But I love to tango dance and
Oh,
salsa dance and just dance with my now husband.
so you're newly married, I heard.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We got married on Pi Day 3.14 last month.
Was there a reason for that? Are you scientists?
Well, I am a scientist, but it was that, or they had an opening on March 15th, which is the Ides of March, and I was like, you know what, Pi Day sounds good. So we went out for pie afterwards.
I like Pi Day. It's interesting, all the things that people do on Pi Day. Okay, awesome. I am so excited to dive right in here because meditation for me personally, and I know I've heard this from other people, has always been something I dream about, but I don't feel like I have the personality to be able to really get the benefit of it, because I don't know if I can't tell if I've tried it and can't tell if it's working. And I and
Yeah.
and I don't like things that aren't like I can't predict, or I'm not certain. I feel like I'm too much of a fidgety person to really relax into meditation. So, I have a different way of creating a routine for myself, but I really am fascinated by meditation. So, what do you say to people who say that they are, or they feel like they're bad at meditating?
Yeah, you're not alone. And I'll tell you what, I was not a natural meditator. And if I can do it, anyone can. I would say I'm a very like type A, got to get it perfect, like you're describing. I want to know what's working. And that's why I dove into the science of it to really be convinced. And the evidence is convincing. We all know, I think at this point, it's pretty mainstream that meditation is good for you. It's good for your brain, your mental health, your heart health, stress management. I could go on and on, less sick days at work. It's good for your immunity. It's good for you. And we want to do it, right? But we feel like our minds are too busy and we're not good at it. But really, that misses the point because meditation is boot camp for your focus. And when we meditate, we're given something to focus on, whether it be your breath or a word you repeat, whatever the teacher tells you to focus on. And we think of that as the meditation. But really, meditation is a cycle or a process. So We focus on the breath, and then inevitably, second step to this cycle, no matter how advanced of a meditator you are, is spontaneous thought. Your mind will wander. You will think about what you're going to eat later. You will think about what you said last week to somebody and how that was stupid. You will go on and on. But the next step is the critical part. A specific brain network picks up that determines, is that important or not? And we don't always have that through the day. We just believe all our thoughts. We don't even think about it. But like this determines, is what I said a week ago important right now? No, I'm supposed to focus on my breath. Or is the smell of smoke in the house important? Yes. You know what? I should check on that. I might want to get out of the house if it's on fire. So you're going to determine, is this important or not? And you're going to come back to that focal point. So meditation is the process. So if your mind wanders a lot, guess what? You're getting a better workout. You're rebuilding that neural network activity to be able to come back to focus, which will help you in everyday life. You're going to be able to get into flow state in your work and your everyday activities quicker and stay there longer with practice.
Wow, I've never had somebody explain that to me, because I always felt like when I got to that point where a thought came in, that, okay, I failed at this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like my mind needs to go blank for me to be successful, right? Or just not have thoughts intrude on my
Yeah.
meditation. Is
But
that
thoughts are human nature. That's
yeah,
going to happen.
yeah.
And we can have a negativity bias because our brain is trying to protect us. So there are often worries and negative things. So we're like, wow, I'm really bad at this. But really, it's not stopping your thoughts. It's stopping believing your thoughts. It's stopping being deeply ingrained in that chatter in your head and having that conversation. You're catching it. You're noticing, oh, wow, I'm thinking about this. Okay, come back to the focal point. And it may be every second and it may be every 20 seconds that you come back to the focal point, but like you keep redirecting. And that rebuilds brain connectivity and tissue in very critical areas having to do with focus, memory, emotional regulation.
Wow. The way you present it makes so much sense. Like, it's a muscle you have to exercise, right? It's
Yes,
almost like a muscle you have to exercise. And if you don't, then it's weak. But if you do, then you strengthen it as you go.
exactly. So you can think of it as a workout or you can think of it as like a skill you learn, like reading, right? When we learn to read, it's not something we're born with, but when we learn it, it opens up a whole new world of opportunities. Right. And that's what meditation does because it's going to affect every aspect of your life. You'll be more focused at work, with your family, more connected, improved relationships. Catching your negative thoughts is also good. So, less negative self-talk is a result. There's so many benefits, including, better sleep. That's one of the biggest benefits for me.
Interesting. So when you meditate, or when you recommend meditation, is that something that is done once a day, twice a day, certain times of the day, or is it something that you just constantly do throughout the day?
Yeah, kind of both and. So a formal meditation would be, 5 or 10 minutes. Traditionally, it's like 30 minutes, but we're seeing in the research that these short, brief practices make a difference. So I do that in the morning. And so that formal meditation is like that workout. It's like that boot camp. It's helping you to be able to do it through the day, to be more mindful and present through the day. But I think in the world, we're asked to be mindful all the time. It's become kind of a buzzword. Just be mindful, just be present. But that's easier said than done. So, what I find is these 1 minute reset buttons to the nervous system are really key. So, I do 1 minute meditations, which is one of my favorite features of the new book, Meditation for the Real World, is these 1 minute meditations. On the cover, there's somebody sitting on a subway and she's the only one that looks peaceful amidst all the chaos. Everybody's hunched over their phones or even computers, right? We tend to scroll while we wait. And these little moments we have in between things, we scroll our phones. And we know that's not as good for our brain to constantly do that. Why not meditate while you wait? Just take a minute to reset. You're about to go into a Zoom meeting and hopefully you're a couple moments early and you're waiting. That's a great time. Turn your chair around to look out the window and take a 1 minute meditation, 30-second meditation. Honestly, a one breath meditation makes a difference when it's in a critical moment before you go on stage, when you're about to blow a fuse with your kids, whatever situation you may be in, if you can fit these brief little resets, it's going to make a huge difference. You'll feel immediate effects.
It's so interesting, and there's so much to unpack right there. So I want to talk more about the 1 minute meditation. I also am curious about this like how it's actually done. So I'm thinking if it's appropriate and it can be done, I
Yeah,
would love to maybe as part of the show do a 1 minute meditation at some
let's
point
do it.
today.
Let's do it.
But before we go there, I want us, because I read so much about how you tie in yoga into the meditative piece. I'd love to know what that connection is for you, and just have you talk about that for a second.
Yeah. Well, I came to yoga because I was very anxious and I had extreme chronic pain since I was a teenager. And yoga really helped me. But by the time we'd get to the end of class, where we'd either be lying down and meditating or sitting and meditating, I'd be looking at my watch. I'm like, it is time to go. I have things to do. This is boring. I don't get it. I don't see the results, right? But over time, different teachers would do a variety of techniques. And I started to feel like, oh, wow, this one works. I feel what they're talking about, as if this weight has been taken off my shoulders.
Mhm.
Actually, I'll do that technique right now. We can do it in just a couple seconds. So it's this technique where you squeeze and release your muscles. This is the one where I felt that release. So take your shoulders as you're listening and squeeze them up toward your ears. Even pucker your lips, squint your eyes, squeeze your face, squeeze the tension out, and sigh it out. We're going to just do it 2 more times. Inhale, squeeze up, squeeze the face, and sigh it out. Last one, squeeze the tension out, 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 and then drop. And you might even feel like your shoulders have dropped down. Visually, I can see mine have dropped down, yours have dropped down. So feel as if that weight has been taken off your shoulders. Feel that lightness. Feel what it feels like to actually relax those critical areas that we tend to squeeze through the day as we're typing and texting. So, what we just did, I now know, is called progressive muscle relaxation. It's really helpful for anxiety, stress management, and sleep. And so our muscle fibers, they are able to lengthen after they've squeezed and tighter. They're able to relax more. And you're teaching your nervous system the difference between tense and relax. And it really helps, it makes that difference. So when we did that one time in a yoga class and then we meditated, I was like, wow, that's it. So yoga, the poses are actually just there to prepare you for meditation. Meditation is the ultimate practice in yoga. That is what we're aiming for. So the poses technically just prepare our body for that. And I think the West has focused so much on the poses, but where the magic is the meditation.
Wow, I am learning so much. I didn't realize that yoga is the precursor to meditate, and the final cause is meditation when it's supposed to be when you're doing the yoga poses. Yes? Did I say that correctly?
Yeah. So yoga has all these components, 8 components. And if we break them down, 4 of them are meditation. Only one of them is the poses.
Mm,
So the West is so focused on this 1/8 of the whole practice,
yeah.
but meditation is where those poses are really preparing us for, preparing our body and mind for.
What are the 8 steps, if we can cover those quickly?
Yeah, so first we have like specific rules, kind of like the 10 commandments. It's like, live a good life. You want to be truthful. You want to not harm others or yourself. So there are these general rules. We call them the yamas and niyamas. We also have breathing practices. And the breathing practices help prepare our body and mind also. So we have these breathing practices. We have the poses, the actual physical poses, only one step. And then we have all these more kind of subtle steps that are a variety of different types of meditation and higher states of connectivity. So, a lot of them are like focusing on one thing or expanding your focus to focus on everything at once. And getting to that higher, the last step being that higher state of like enlightenment where you're fully connected and present with all, you feel at one, right? That's what yoga is ultimately, that sense of union or oneness to all.
Wow, that's really interesting. I'm kind of learning about kind of the big picture
Yeah.
where meditation falls with respect to yoga can actually is really interesting because then you kind of see the purpose or the reason why people would do it, or why so many people benefit from it. And there is science backed benefits to meditation, like you already suggested or said, was elevation, alleviation of anxiety and better sleep. Are there any others that are worth noting?
Oh, there's so many. If we break down, all the systems of the body seem to be improved through meditation. And even at a cellular level, our cells have improvements, in essence, acting as if they were younger, more efficient on a cellular level, helping gene expression so that you're less likely to get chronic diseases and more likely to have positive gene expression, like being able to fight diseases. So we're seeing it from a very like technical level when we dive down into swabbing the tongue to see salivary cortisol levels, our stress hormones go down, our our hormones are improved and balanced just by nature through yoga and meditation. Our
Mm,
melatonin levels can be more balanced at night, if you are meditating and helping you sleep better. So it really affects all aspects of your body and mind.
wow, it sounds like medicine. It sounds like medicine, but um yeah, if this impacts all these systems in the body, why don't we do it, right? That is like the essential question that is popping in my mind. Many people say it's boring, or they can't
Mhm.
stop because it's so nebulous to some,
Yeah.
like most people. They feel as though, okay, am I doing this right? Like that was always a question popped into my head. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right?
Yeah.
But do you have any tips on how to make it less boring?
Uh, yes, definitely. So I integrate music and sounds, like sounds of nature and music that has been engineered to optimize your brain waves. So if you're one of those people that enjoys like music to get present, then you definitely want to go to meditationfortherealworld.com, because for your listeners, you'll find out about getting the book, but also you'll get that free meditation challenge, which I think is the opposite of boring. It's going to be 10 minutes a day, less than 10 minutes a day, and teach you how to do those 1 minute meditations to integrate through your day. But if you really pay attention, the most mundane things actually can be quite interesting. I think this would be a great point for us to do that 1 minute meditation, actually. We're so focused on staring on the screen. And in between meetings and in between work tasks, guess what we do? We go to social media or we do something else on the screen, right? We are constantly on this narrow vision. So, first step in this five senses meditation is you're going to look away from the screen. And I suggest to look outside. If you have a window nearby, look out the window so you can really broaden your vision, but just try to take in the whole environment. Broaden and expand your vision. Maybe you see the light on a tree, the movement, and notice what you see, your first sense. You're welcome to keep your eyes open. You can absolutely have your eyes open for meditation, or you could even close your eyes for this next step. I want you to notice what you hear from far away to up close, hearing the sound of my voice, maybe even hearing the sound of your own breath in the foreground. Hear all the sounds simultaneously. And then take a nice deep breath. Hear the sound of your breath in through the nose. Smell any smells. Exhale through the nose. And then taste any tastes that are present. You might have to search a little bit, but notice any tastes. And bring your attention to your bodily sensations. Feel your physical body. You might even be compelled to readjust your posture or move a little bit as you bring your awareness inward. Feel your physical body. Under your skin, there's a landscape of sensation. Maybe you can feel pulsation, that sense of aliveness. When we pay attention to our physical body, sometimes we get an intuition or felt sense. Now, gently flutter your eyelashes to open your eyes if they're closed. Take a deep breath in through the nose and take in all your senses simultaneously. Notice what you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel. And then you move forward with your day with this new sense of awareness and presence.
Yeah. So is that a good plan that we just went through to try and do the 1-minute meditation?
Yeah, that's a really great general 1-minute meditation, like taking a break from work, looking away from the screen, because so much of being on Zoom, being on a screen is just our sight. We forget about our bodies. We're hunching down. We're
Yeah.
not really even necessarily listening. We're not in touch with all of our senses. So to become more mindful and present, that's a great one. But throughout the book, I have different meditations for different situations because I would give a different meditation if you're feeling anxious than if you're feeling depressed and low energy, right? So
Mhm.
if you want more specific to the situation, like there's a meditation for doom scrolling when you're feeling like overwhelmed. There's meditations to help you sleep or to help you through specific life circumstances to find peace amidst the chaos. Can you be present even when things are going down, right?
Yeah.
And that's the real test. We think we need to have it perfectly silent to meditate, but you don't.
Yeah.
You can use the sounds that are present around you as part of your meditation, as a way to become more present. And if you can be calm with children screaming in the other room playing and then an ambulance going by, then that's the ultimate skill, right? If you
Right.
have to be in a perfect, yoga environment with perfect music in the background to be calm, I don't actually think we're building the proper skill. We
Yeah.
want to be calm in real world situations.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. So, um, let's talk a little bit because as yoga can be a precursor to your meditative practice. Um,
Mhm.
well, you talk a lot about being able to do some, yoga while you're even on Zoom. Like, say,
Yes.
is that because like if you're like in a stressful situation, or is that just in general to kind of what is it would be the purpose of doing that if you are not going to
Yeah.
actually do the meditation?
Well, I would say you can do both yoga and meditation during a Zoom meeting. A lot of times, a Zoom meeting is quite boring, especially if it's a group meeting, right? You have to sit there, and if you have to be on camera, like you got to show engagement and be present. But like you've been sitting all day, it's exhausting.
Mhm.
So you can keep, I'm going to do it right now so you could see that, like, I'm not necessarily doing anything that you would know, but I'm doing the movements we're going to learn in a moment right now under the desk.
Okay.
And so here's what it is. Let's see if I can show you. But if you're just listening to this, I'll verbally explain it too.
Okay.
All
Awesome.
right. So one thing you can do is you can do hand movements. So your hands can be in your lap. We call these mudras in yoga and in meditation. So you're going to have your palms facing up in your lap, and you're just going to touch your thumb to your first finger and then open your hands, and then touch your thumb or to your second finger, your middle finger, and then open your hands, and then your ring finger and open your hands. Little finger, open your hands. Come back to touch the pointer finger, open. The middle, open. Ring, open. Pinky, open. Continue this on your own. This is a very like tactile way, especially if you're a fidgety person, to rein in your energy, right? We're still moving, but it's systematic. Another thing you can do is involves a little more skill because you've got to be still. So of course we could see ourselves in the Zoom. I just watched myself. I was able to do it without like moving my upper body. So you'll make sure that you're not making any weird faces or moving your upper body. We're just going to plant our feet down right under our knees or slightly in front of our knees. And then you're going to lift your toes off the ground. So your heels are pressing into the ground. And then you're going to place your toes down and lift your heels up. Heels down, toes up, and just alternating. This is really great because it gets the blood flowing through your legs. It encourages that venous return of blood back to your heart. When we've been sitting a lot, we can sometimes get pooling of fluids in our ankles and feet, right? They get swollen. So this prevents that. So we're just lifting our toes, then you place your toes down, lift your heels, just going back and forth. And then the next one you can do is you can lift your toes up. So your heels are pressing down and you're just gonna like windshield wiper your feet side to side. Working some very intricate muscles in your feet. And then bring the feet back to center. Place the ball mounds of your feet down. Lift your toes up, and spread them. Spread the toes. I do this without shoes on. I slip my shoes off. But if you're wearing shoes, just spread the toes as much as your shoes allow. And then place your big toe down, your little toes down, all your toes down. So your toes are nice and spread. Ground your feet down and use that grounding down to rise up. Your posture is probably going to get a little better. And we can even do a little self-massage to your knees. Just gently rub your knees. So I do a lot of these ankle movements, especially because we tend to get that, like when we're sitting a lot, that pooling of blood and fluids in our feet. But then as you're listening and you're present in a meeting, you can do a breathing practice that helps you relax, especially if something's stressful.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to know you're doing it. So we'll inhale and we'll start with counting. We're going to inhale for 3 counts and exhale for 6 counts. So inhale, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale. And just breathing in and out through the nose, so nobody needs to know you're doing it. And that is the ideal breath for everyday life. Keep breathing. You can stop the count and just try to elongate the exhales. It doesn't have to be exact. Or some people like the count, right? It really keeps you present. You could even be doing the finger counting under your desk, so nobody needs to know. And so the idea, it doesn't have to be exactly 3 and 6. The idea is just your exhale is longer than your inhale, and you find a rhythm that works for you, whether you're counting or just nice long exhales, right? We do that when we're like really stressed. We do a big sigh, but we're going to do this intentionally so nobody sees that stress. So we're going to allow our body to get that relief it wants.
Yeah. Just the other day, I was doing something in the kitchen and I remember sighing heavily. And I thought, my son was sitting behind me and I was like, oh, I wonder what he's thinking, why I did that, or even cared. But, I was thinking, why was I doing that? But okay, so a couple things as we did this. I have one question. When you did the exercise of inhaling 3 on the count of 3 and exhaling on a count of 6, you're inhaling through your nose. Are you exhaling through your nose also? Because I tended to do it with the mouth. Okay. So
yes, and that's going to help it be top secret. But also, generally, we want to nose breathe. The nose filters the air in and out. It's the nose, as they say in India, is for breathing and the mouth is for eating. Like, unless you're stuffed up or unless it's a specific breathing technique that you're guided through, just assume it's nose breathing. Keep the mouth shut.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay. I love that. That was a very practical advice. And that's how I like to learn, is like, give me some concrete practical advice, something I can put into practice. Right. So that was a great way to connect. Just so when I was doing the yoga moves, with my hands and feet, with my hands, I have an injury in my arm, and it felt very strained. It felt like a stretch that hurt.
Yeah.
But it was probably a good thing, because like when you are trying to get over an injury, you kind of go to physical therapy, and it's not necessarily always comfortable. It's because you're, probably stretching it in a certain way. Does that make sense?
You
That
might have also been more aware of it and releasing it, like, "Oh, wow, I'm really holding there," right?
yeah,
But if especially for people with arthritis in their hands, if it's
yeah,
strained to touch the fingers, you can just get as close as comfortable. So just bring the pointer finger toward the thumb and the
yeah.
middle finger toward the thumb and set that intention. It's really just the movement, that you would continue. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, that was fascinating. And I feel like having been led through that, I could actually do it. I could actually do that. Whereas before I thought, I'm never going to be able to do this. So again, that negative thought of, I'm never going to be able to do this. But the other part is, okay, even if I did do it, how is it going to help me? So you also, just the education on why this is helpful, and beneficial, and actually kind of like some health insurance, right? Can is very informative, and I love that. So, if how can somebody, like, I'm thinking about taking this advice and folding it into my life and my routine. Would it be enough for me to do a 1 minute meditation in the morning, as long as I did it consistently? Like, how do I stay consistent? Or how does somebody new at this stay consistent, given that's not necessarily yet their favorite thing to do, or that they fully understand how it's
Yeah.
beneficial?
Yeah, so you wanna pair this new habit, meditation, with something you already have a strong habit of, right? That's the
Mm,
science of habits. So if in the morning you have a cup of coffee or tea, you make it, you have it brewing, you always look forward to that, set it next to you. Maybe go near a window, get the morning sunlight, or go on outside for a moment. Set it next to you. And before you take your first sip, as it's brewing, as it's steaming and you're smelling it, do your 1 minute meditation or
okay.
do the meditation challenge at meditationfortherealworld.com, right? Do that practice right then.
Uh-huh.
And then that's how we really establish a habit. You can also pair it with, I'm always going to arrive to Zoom meetings early because it's stressful to find the link and I'm just going to arrive early. And before I press accept, before I have it all set up, I have everything I need set up before I'm going to do a 1 minute meditation. I'm going
Yeah.
to really arrive. I just picked up my kids. I just did some craziness. And now I came in here. I'm going to have this moment to meditate. So you can also fit it into your day like that, as like a cue. Before I do this, I do that. Or when I do this, I do that, or after. So think of something before, during, or after that you can pair your meditation with, and it'll just become automatic.
Yeah. So, but if you're pairing your meditation with something you already do, is that really meditative? I mean, is that qualify? Because the way I was thinking about meditation is like, you just have to shut everything else down. Like, you can't be thinking about your coffee, or, you
Oh, I'm
know,
not thinking about my coffee, but I'm smelling it. So you know what? That's part of if you're doing the five senses meditation, you're smelling it. But yeah,
yeah,
you know, in a way, like meditation is you're still thinking with meditation. You're just trying to think about one thing. So sure, you could think about your coffee. You could be like, coffee, coffee, smell of coffee, taste of coffee. That could be your meditation focal point. Absolutely. I've never done that, but I'm going to try it tomorrow because you are still thinking of something. You're not stopping your thoughts, remember? And other thoughts are going to bombard and come up, but you're going to keep coming back to your coffee. Coffee's coming, coffee's coming. That's totally counts. Now, another example of during, because I think that might be kind of the hang up, is I know it's very beneficial to get the morning sunlight, whether it's the sunrise or just morning light. It helps you set your circadian rhythm. So you're going to go out on your sun porch, or you're going to sit outside or be near a window and you'll do your meditation, right? That's a during. I like to sit there and look out the window, and that's something I already do, right? Think of something like that. For me, I do red light therapy for my
Ooh,
chronic pain. So I sit in front of this red light box for 10 minutes every day. Great opportunity to do my meditation. So
mm,
you can think of it as during something like that, where you're integrating it into something you're already doing.
yeah, yeah. Well, I was thinking about what you said about like when you get on Zoom, you're always getting there early. I'm thinking I'm always flying by the seat of my pants. I'm like right there, you know. So I don't really leave white space in my schedule, and so that's the first
Yeah.
thing I need to fix, right?
Yeah, that could be a fix, but also, there's just natural white space, when you're waiting for the doctor
Yeah,
in the doctor's office, right? Those moments, rather than scrolling while you wait, meditate while you wait. You
I
have
love
that minute in your commute.
that. That could be a great tagline. Don't scroll while you wait, meditate.
Yeah,
I love that.
exactly. Meditate
Well,
while you wait.
yeah, no, that's amazing. So if I wanted to start a practice, then one of the things I do in the morning when I wake up, I have a whole routine. Like it's 11 things that I do.
Oh, wow. You are committed, actually.
Yeah, I am. I am. I just haven't been able to figure out like if meditation is worth it for me to.
Oh, it's worth it.
Yeah, now, well, I'm learning. I just it's really just a lack of knowledge, right? Of understanding why and how and all that. So it's
Yeah.
this is really good. But I always step out in the morning when I'm letting my dogs out. I open the door to my yard, and I something I love to do is I love to inhale the cold, fresh
Mm,
air of the
yes.
morning.
Yes.
And, that's not necessarily part of my routine, but it's something that I've been doing regularly, and I don't know, when you said that, it just kinda reminded me of that. Like
Yeah, so you have some options with that to pair your meditation. So you could, as you let the dogs out, you can meditate standing. So you could just stand there, you could sit down, whatever you want to do, and you could just do that five senses meditation. Take it all in, take in the morning, take in the morning light, notice what you see, hear the birds, smell, taste, and feel. You can also do a walking meditation, as I like to do, the pacing in the backyard while you're waiting for your dog, especially if it's a nice day. It's even better if you do it barefoot if it is a nice day, because then you get grounding or earthing. I talk about all the science behind ways we can enhance our meditation practice with science and meditation for the real world. Because if you're barefoot on the ground, I know it sounds woo woo, but like you literally change your like electrical connectivity. So you are reducing inflammation. They found that it reduces anxiety, depression, just being barefoot on the ground. It's just like
wow.
the research is showing we should just get closer to nature, is ultimately
Right.
what it is. So you could do that, stand barefoot. That's what I do in the morning, is I just stand barefoot, or I sit on the ground and I put my feet in the ground barefoot, and I do a brief practice getting in that morning sunlight.
I love that, and boy, did you make meditation easy. You make it easy. That is the most fascinating aha moment I've had throughout the show, is that I actually feel like I can do this now, which is
You're already doing it. You just need to elongate it to a minute now.
yes, yes, I got elongate to minute. And is the goal to always increase the time, or can you just be satisfied with a 5-minute meditation every day if you did it for life? I
Oh,
don't know.
5 minutes is great. You might wanna start with a minute and build up to the 5, but, like, 5 minutes is a great amount of time. That could absolutely make a huge difference in your life, and then integrating these 1 minute or less meditations through your day will become second nature, because you're gonna see the benefits, and
Yeah,
you'll get the, suggestions from the book. So, I think, we're always looking at apps and scrolling, and, like, and I like meditation apps, but something about a, like, tangible physical book, that you can touch and have on your bedside or at your a coffee table to flip through. It's actually, I worked with a New York Times illustrator, so it has illustrations that are really relaxing and calming. So even just looking through it is a meditative experience. So hopefully you'll check out the book at
Well,
meditationfortherealworld.com.
I got the book. You
Oh,
sent it.
yes.
You
Yes. What do you
sent me the
think?
book, and then I was looking at it. It's sitting by my bedside. I'm like, how did I get this book? I couldn't figure out how I got it. I hadn't made the connection because I booked you on the show a while ago, and I did not make the immediate connection. And and now I know. I'm so sorry, but
Yes.
but now I kept thinking somebody's sending me a message. I know,
Yes.
I know. And I was as I was looking and flipping through the book, I'm like, wow, these are great illustrations. I love the weight of the book and the feel of
Mm,
the book.
yes.
Something about that really spoke to me. It just felt grounding.
It
Um,
is.
yeah,
Yes. For
yeah.
book
So
lovers, a great gift.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate you sending me the copy. Now I'm going to dig into it now that I have the background knowledge of like what how you do it and how you've taught it. Like I said, you've made it today seem easy. And so I can totally see myself integrating that into my morning routine and practice. So as we close the show, I wanted to just I love to sum up the show for people so that
Yeah.
'cause a lot of the times we have topics that are maybe new for people or um, they are interested in the topic, but they just don't know where to start to take the advice. So could you give us before I actually do that, before we close out the show, I want to let people know that you have a gift for them if they put in the hashtag secret yoga and shine. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Secret Yoga and Shine, that'll just send you to meditationfortherealworld.com. So if you're just listening to this, you'll also get it that way. But definitely engage, go to the website, check out the book and the meditation challenge, which is not boring. It's super, super engaging as we did today and realistic. It's
Yeah.
meditation for the real world. So Secret Yoga and Shine, and you'll get that link sent right to you.
You know, that everything is now connecting meditation for the real world. That's why when as I'm wrapping up the show, I feel like, oh, I can do this. That
Yeah.
it's very interesting. You're the first person I've spoken to about meditation and yoga that actually helped me get a grasp of how I can implement this in my own lifestyle. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. That was really, really, really enlightening. So if there's one takeaway that people can take away from the show, what would that one takeaway be?
Well, I feel like that's such a gift hearing you say that because meditation for you and for your listeners could be the most important skill you ever learn.
Yeah.
Just like reading, it expands your world and it affects every aspect of your health and your relationships. And 1 minute counts. 1 minute meditations make a huge difference. So you can meditate. If your mind wanders, that's part of it.
Yeah.
So be patient with yourself, and it only takes a minute.
Yeah. And how about can you add a tip to somebody trying to start a meditation practice?
I'd like to reiterate that pairing it with something that you already do or cue through your day. This is really, if you've read James Clear's Atomic Habits, this is the way we build any habit.
Yeah.
And really great way to integrate meditation into life, especially starting with a minute or up to 10 minutes. It's realistic. It's real world.
Yeah. No, it's incredible. And a tool that we can reference.
Ooh, a tool. I think the elongated exhales that we did, you can do that while you're in a conversation with somebody. They don't even need to know a stressful conversation while you're in a Zoom meeting, while you're waiting in line and you're bored, because it immediately changes your physiology. You'll go into that relaxed state. Your heart rate lowers, your blood pressure lowers. It improves your heart rate variability. It's just so beneficial for you. And nobody needs to know you're doing it. So make your exhales longer than your inhales. You can try about double or whatever's comfortable.
Okay. And that's a three breaths in that we did through our nose and the
Count,
six
yeah, 6
out.
counts exhale. Yes. But it
Oh,
can be whatever's comfortable for you. I
yeah.
like counting, but if counting isn't your thing, just make the exhales longer than the inhales.
Yeah. So really what we're trying to do is make sure people do it so they can fashion it to however it feels comfortable to them.
Yes.
finally, an action item. I'm a newbie. I really I'm inspired by the show, but I want to go and get started. I understand that pairing it with another habit will work great, and that even 1-minute meditations are great based on what you just said. But what is an action item that we can put people right into action like today?
Yes. Go to meditationfortherealworld.com. I created this challenge that's better than any others that I've seen out there. So it integrates that music that has been engineered to optimize your brain waves and gives you lots of practical tips. So meditationfortherealworld.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Anne, so much for being on the show. Excuse me, Miss Sneeze.
Bless you.
Horrible. I can't believe that happened like right as I'm closing the show. I am so thrilled that you are here to educate myself and the viewers and anybody who listens to the show on replay. You're a wealth of knowledge, and I hope you can come back to the show sometime. So
Yeah.
thank you for being here. And there you have it, Waist Up Word of Nation. That is meditation for the real world. And I am so inspired right now to go and start a meditation practice. I can't tell you how many times I've spoken to somebody who either meditates or experts on meditation, but I didn't feel like I can actually do it because I didn't feel it was practical. Well, Anne today shared how this could be meditation for the real world, how to jump right into action and get it done and make it part of your practice, because it sounds like it's health insurance, and who does not need that for longevity and a fit life? So there you have it, episode 157 of Waist Up Wardrobe. And that was the Waist Up Wardrobe weekly wrap up with the takeaway tips, tools, and action item. Join us next Thursday at 11:30 live while we bring you another fresh show to make your entrepreneurial life elevated and your presence on camera very professional. That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Thank you so much for educating me and the audience. I was a really good conversation. Just personally, just somebody who I've always had a hard time with meditation, and I thought, and I kind of given up on it in some ways. It's like, maybe it's not for me, but this actually makes it very doable. So thank you for the genius. Yeah.
My pleasure. And as you dive deeper in the book, like I hope you enjoy it, and maybe you'll feel compelled to write a review. I'll write a review for your podcast too. So
absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I will definitely do that. One project I am working on launching, and is I've been meeting a lot of great experts in different fields through my Waist Up Wardrobe show, by interviewing them through Podmatch and other areas. And I am hoping to put a circle of partners and experts together in a group that could function as like just sort of a hub for experts to collaborate, to be able to maybe throw around ideas with. And I'm going to be sending out a message about that to many of the people who have agreed that they're interested. Is that something you'd be interested in, to be part of a circle of experts and partners like that?
yeah, you can send me the information on it,
Yeah.
and I'll look a little deeper into it. But I
Yeah.
actually run. I have another meeting like right now.
Oh,
So
you go.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay,
great.
bye.
I'm so grateful to meet you and have this conversation. I'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, Anne. Have a great day. Okay. Let's do the speedy recap because I have to get ready for my, I don't know what
You got it.
yeah. Okay. And then can I send you the link for Jeff Lewis? That's my client today. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I have to remember how I do these. Okay. No, I'm not going to do it. Oh, great. Lost my earring. Oh, where did my earring go? Uh-oh. Oh. What? Okay. I'm here. I just have to.
Yeah.
I lost my earring at the last minute as I was about to go on. Okay.
Tell me when you're ready. I'll mute.
Yep. Are we up to date on the speedy recaps in the portal?
I think I owe you one.
Okay. Cool. All right.
All right, I'm going to mute.
Mhm. Want an opportunity to learn about meditation? Want an opportunity to learn about meditation and how you can tie in yoga to your meditation as a precursor to really learning how to meditate? Well, our expert today from Harvard, no. Want to learn a little bit about want to learn about how to meditate for the real world and to do it while you're on camera so that you can relax and want to learn about real world meditation and how you can use yoga to get you to the final cause of actually being able to meditate with success? Well, in episode 157, Zoom Requires Waist Down Yoga, we explore all of those things so that you can learn how to meditate practically for the real world.
Okay.
Okay.
Did your light move?
I don't know, but yeah, the lighting is weird, huh?
Yeah. Did your light move in front of you?
No,
It looks like it's just shining down into your lap.
I know. I
The
don't know.
light, not the light, not the camera.
No, I know what you're talking about. No, I've never moved it. I haven't undone it or anything, but for some weird reason, it does feel
It
off.
looks like it's illuminating just like from your cheeks down.
Yeah, I see that, but I can't do anything about it right now. I mean, I haven't moved it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's in the same spot it always was. My computer has moved because I had
Your computer moved where? Back?
no. I mean, it's in the same place, but I've taken it off the station and brought it back before. Yeah.
Do me a favor. Flip the lid down of the computer.
Flip the lid down.
Yeah, like not all the way closed, but just flip it down so it's barely open.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you're not. How come the camera's moving?
Because I'm flipping the lid down, the camera's attached to the lid.
It is?
That's how it's always been. Yeah, the
camera's on the computer?
Yeah.
I think the camera's. Let me see the top of your computer. No, I just saw the top of your computer.
No, I have two computers. This is my notes.
Ah, okay. Flip that one down. I wonder if that's illuminating. There. That was it.
Oh.
You're getting a lot of uplighting from that.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, I don't know what that is, but
that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to do that anymore, right?
No.
Okay. Hey, let me wrap this up because I got to go.
Yeah, go.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let me mute. And go ahead.
Okay. My hair is kind of doing a wonky thing. In episode 157 of Waist Up Wardrobe, Zoom Requires Waist Down Yoga, we discuss in episode 157 Waist Up Wardrobe, Zoom Yoga. In episode 157 of Waist Up Wardrobe, Zoom Requires Waist Down Yoga, the Waist Up Wardrobe, Waist Up Wardrobe Weekly Wrap Up. Okay. In episode 157 of Waist Up Wardrobe, Zoom Requires Waist Down Yoga, the Waist Up Wardrobe Weekly Wrap Up. In a nutshell, boils down to this. The main takeaway our expert told us about was that 1 minute meditation works fantastic. So just start with that. Number 2, she told us about a tip. A tip she recommended is if you want to start a meditation practice, take that meditation, that 1 minute meditation, and attach it to a habit you already do. So if you drink your coffee in the morning and that is a ritual for you, do your meditation while you're smelling your coffee, while that coffee cup is there and brewing. And she gave us a tool, and the tool was, I forgot what the tool was. Exhale. Oh. The tool she gave us was the elongated exhalation. No, elongated exhalation. Yeah. The tool she gave us was elongated exhalation. And she did that and she demonstrated. The tool she gave us was elongated exhalation, and she actually demoed that during the show. So you take 3 breaths in through your nose, and then you exhale in a longer exhalation for 6 breaths, or 6 breaths through your nose. The tool she offered us was something she actually demoed on the show, and that's the tool she gave us was actually something she demoed on the show, and that was the technique for elongated exhalation, where you breathe in 3 breaths through your nose, and then you exhale it for longer, 6 breaths, and that actually can work fine. It could work anywhere, and nobody needs to know you're doing it, so it was a great tool to put into practice. And finally, the takeaway is go get started on a meditation practice. And finally, the takeaway was go get started on a meditation practice, make it easy, attach it to one of your habits that you already do, and maybe even be guided by, what was the link she said to go to for the guided meditation?
Let's see. It's called Meditation for the Real World.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was the name of the book. I didn't realize it was that too. Okay. And the main takeaway she gave us is go get Jeez. Not having a good day. It's going to be a great day. Hold on a second. No idea why this keeps happening. Okay. And finally, the takeaway she gave us was get started on your meditation practice by doing that 1 minute meditation and use real meditation for the real world. Is it real meditation or meditation for the real
just
world?
Meditation for the real world.
Okay. And the takeaway she gave us was go get started on a meditation practice, use the 1 minute meditation, and use the link meditationfortherealworld.com to get a guided meditation with music that will make it not boring. Okay.
Good.
I'm gonna run, and I'll regroup with you in just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. See you. Bye.